What is happening, guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Fresh Hope for a Better You podcast. I am your host, as always, Oliver Goulet. And today we have a very interesting topic. Basically, it goes along the lines of why I operate the way I do on a day-to-day basis. It is all about my core values, my mission statement, and how they connect with one another between my personal core values and my business's core values, and where I got these core values from. As many of you know, I own a cannabis company, and I've owned a cannabis company for about 5 years now. And just recently, this past year, I have partnered up with my best friend and two other partners to get into the recreational cannabis market. We were going to run with my cannabis company, but since my best friend, this is his cup of tea with, the hydrocarbon extractions, and he's the mad, wicked scientist, I decided that I wanted to, let his dream come true and, pursue pushing out his brand, which is Sugar Nest Creations. So I partnered up with him. We are Fresh Hope Genetics, but we're doing business as Sugar Nest Creations. And our mission statement is we offer an exceptional experience with the highest quality products and services to our customers and communities. Without those ongoing support, we would not be able to follow our passion and be where we are at today. So basically, we want to give credit where it's due. We wouldn't be in the position where we are today, being able to get into the recreational market, without having all of our customers and family and friends supporting us and, doing business with us over the past 5 years in order for us to be able to pursue this, next step in our journey with our business and for us to come together. And something wild to think about. Actually, a little over a year and a half ago, I got a fortune cookie that says I will be partnering up with one of my favorite brands. And I didn't know who that was going to be at the time. And then all of a sudden, all these things that the universe put in front of me and my partner, Nestor, started all, work together and stuff. And we ended up partnering up. So I am able to partner up with one of my favorite brands because it's one of my best friend's brands. So I'm super excited for that. And our mission statement, basically, we want to give credit where it's due. We wouldn't be in the position we are today without having our friends and family support us. And something that I've learned along the way is, your friends and family should always want to support you. They shouldn't be the ones asking for discounts because they want to see you grow. And I know a lot of you out there that are business owners or run your own companies or have ever just dealt with family members and stuff and selling them anything. They're always looking for a discount, but that's the reality of things. Like, they're always going to want a discount, but the more they understand, like if they were to run their own business and stuff like that, they should want to support you either way. They shouldn't be asking for a discount because there's no reason that they shouldn't have to pay the full price because they know what it's going towards. They know what you're pursuing, and they should want to help you succeed in any way. They shouldn't be asking for discounts. I know a lot of companies and stuff offer family discounts and stuff like that. That's awesome. But when you're first up and coming, you need every dollar you possibly can get in order to keep growing as a company. So those little discounts here and there to all your family and friends, if you gave a discount to everyone, you might as well just discount all of your products all the time, which devalues them, which is something I took from First Form. Is the reason their products are so expensive is because it's quality products. And you pay for quality no matter what at the end of the day. And, the greater the input is, the more it costs, the more expensive the product's going to be. So you're paying for quality at the end of the day. And that's kind of what our targeted audience is going to be. We're going for the quality craft cannabis consumers. We're not looking for the typical people that just want to smoke weed to smoke weed. We're looking for the typical cannabis enthusiasts that, actually enjoy the products and actually can see the quality of it and are willing to pay for that. Not just some, person trying to get high all the time. Like, that's not our intended audience. Like, there's always going to be people that want, in comparison, an analogy, you have your Budweisers and your Bud Lights and all those other, big brand beers, but then you have your craft beers, and they're two different targeted markets. Like, you're going to have the ones that, they just drink a 12-pack of Bud Light or whatever, but then you have the ones that go get your Founders and like New Holland, your craft beers. And that's basically the same thing with the cannabis market. And that's what's going to really help us stick out. Is we're not trying to, compete with, the conglomerates and take their market, because their market's basically people that just want to get high all the time. And that's not where we're going with it, because we want to, provide the best quality products and services we possibly can. We're not looking for quantity. We're looking for quality at the end of the day, because quality really sells. And that's what makes the separation in the cannabis industry. So going into my company's vision statement, well, me and my partner's company's vision statement, we envision a future where we can continue to innovate. So diving into my company's vision statement, we envision a future where we can continue to innovate and stay ahead of the curve in the cannabis industry. As more research goes into cannabis, the industry will evolve and our communities deserve someone who adapts and provides them with the most innovative and involved forms of consumption, while bringing the highest quality products to set a new standard in the industry. We hope this new standard will bring more people into the alternative form of medicine. And basically, we're going to continue to adapt with all the new changes in technology and all that stuff so we can stay ahead of the curve and continue to provide the best quality products for our customers and stuff like that, and provide them an alternative source of medicine. I don't know if you guys have heard the story about my mom's best friend who had pancreatic cancer, who ended up beating pancreatic cancer because of cannabis. And that is what really tied me into the industry and made me believe that, maybe the pharmaceutical industry doesn't really have our best interest, because, the amount of people that die from pharmaceutical meds is a substantial amount every single year. And I've personally been able to experience and see cannabis help someone get through and beat a cancer that's been unheard of by using cannabis compared to pharmaceutical drugs. So that really gave me faith in the industry, and it allowed me to continue to, push forward in believing that, the holistic approach of cannabis is not just about stoners getting high and stuff. There is a true medical benefit to cannabis consumption. And if, just like anything else, it can be used and it can be abused. And coming from an ex-addict, I definitely know the addictive side of things. And I know that there's so many medical benefits behind cannabis. And I'm a huge believer in it. That's why I'm still in this industry. Otherwise, if I wasn't a believer in it, I would not be in the industry, hands down, because I have other things I could put my time, effort, and energy into. But this is something I am passionate about. Even though I'm not the biggest consumer anymore, I am still passionate about it because I know that it can help people that have medical problems and a lot of other things going on. And it's a lot better for you than alcohol, and the media and stuff like that pushes it on to you every single day. And yeah, it's something weird. Like when I go out and stuff like that, I'm not really a drinker ever, not even socially. And when people, they're like, oh, why don't you drink? Like, why don't you drink? And it's like, why do I have to drink? That's the thing. Like, why is it such a common thing that everyone you have to drink? Like, no, you don't have to drink. There's so many other things you can do besides drink. And it just baffles me when, I get that question every time I go out. Why? Why aren't you drinking? Well, the real question is, why are you drinking? And some people really need to think about that. Why do you feel the need to drink every time you go out? Why do you feel the need to drink every single day? There's no benefit behind drinking alcohol. I mean, yes, it makes for one good time, but at the same time, it's really not good for you. The amount of research and stuff that's been done on your brain and stuff like that, what it does to it, it's not good for you in general. I mean, that's why I rarely ever do it. And I'm not disappointed in that at all. So now I want to dive into my values, my personal values, and how they tie into my businesses. So let's dive into my values. These are things that I've learned throughout the course of my life. A lot of them were instilled into me by my family and my parents. So I can't take that away from anything. I was raised right. There's no way around that. But at the same time, there's a few of them that I've added in over the past few years of self-development that have helped me really expand my knowledge and, becoming the greatest version of myself. So let's dive in. So it starts off with loyalty. Then it goes to honesty, doing the right thing, helping others, providing value. Discipline is greater than motivation. Sacrifice who you used to be for who you want to be. My time alone, my body and my mind. I value myself. So we'll go into number one, loyalty. I'm a loyal person. I stick with those who've been with me. I stick with the people that always have my back. I stick with the companies. I stick with the families. I stick with people that I know that are good people and that will always, do what they can to help me, and I'll do whatever I can to help them. And honesty. I'm a very honest man. I will tell you straight up. Some people think it's harsh, but I am a straightforward person. I'll tell you exactly how it is. There's no reason for me to beat around the bush, because that's never done anyone any kind of justice or service, is, to just lie about things. I used to be a liar growing up, and I know how many tough positions that's gotten me in, and I know that it's not the right thing to do. It's always screwed me over, and I'm not the one that wants to, be screwed over anymore. I'd rather deal with, the consequences now of being harsh and real with someone right away off the bat. Yeah, it may hurt their feelings, but guess what? It's going to hurt them a hell of a lot more if I lie to them right now and then they figure out down the road, which they always will. No matter what, you lie to someone, something will always happen. They'll always figure it out eventually. So don't lie to people. Be honest. Otherwise, it'll burn in your face. And doing the right thing. You always want to do the right thing. There's a lot of situations where you have two choices. You can either choose to do the right thing or you can choose to do the wrong thing. And you know which is which deep down. So it just takes a second to think about it. It's something I used to struggle with. I used to know what the right thing was, and I'd do the wrong thing out of, pure intentions of whether trying to get back at someone or just simply because I knew that it was going to benefit me more to do the wrong thing. But I've learned a lot over the years that is not always right, and that is something I do not do anymore. Is I'm always trying to do the right thing. I would never do wrong knowingly anymore because I'm always trying to do better and always trying to make the world a greater place. Then helping others and providing value. I am deep down one of the nicest person, most giving, caring, loving, people out there because I truly care about other people and I want nothing but the best for them. And I'm always trying to go out of my way to help others. And I'm always trying to provide value. That's why I'm doing this podcast. That's why I do all the social media stuff, because I want to provide the world with as much value as I possibly can, because that's what makes me me. That's what makes me fulfilled at the end of the day. If I can provide someone with value, if I can change their perspective, if I can change their mindset, if I can give them some little tip or advice throughout the day to keep their day going, maybe pick them up a little bit, make someone smile, that's what it's all about. Discipline is greater than motivation. I used to struggle with this a lot. Thank the Lord I've developed the discipline because of 75 Hard and all of the things I've done over the past few years of my life. That's really helped me out because there was times where I was motivated growing up and I'd kill it for a couple weeks and I'd fall off because I'd lose motivation and it'd get boring and I'd get sick of the mundane. And I've learned to come to realize that, discipline is always going to, trump motivation, because at the end of the day, if you don't have discipline, you don't really have anything, to be honest, because you're going to lose motivation a lot. And I've seen it happen in so many people, and they're like, dude, I just don't get it. I'm killing it for a while and then I fall off. And then it's like, okay, well, yeah, you don't have discipline, because motivation comes and goes. And that's something I've learned from a lot of people, especially Andy Frisella and Jocko Willink. Like, yes, motivation's great, but guess what? It comes and goes. And you have to be disciplined. And that is why, that's one of my values. I have to be disciplined. The next one is sacrifice who you used to be for who you want to be. I had to sacrifice the partying lifestyle. I had to sacrifice the drug addictions. I had to sacrifice all the shit I used to do in order for me to come to realization of who I want to be and to continue to move forward and become ultimately the man I am today. I had to sacrifice who I used to be. And a lot of people look at sacrifice as a bad thing. I don't even look at it as a sacrifice anymore. I look at it as an investment. By me not going out and drinking on the weekends, me not doing drugs and stuff like that, I'm looking at it like, okay, it's not necessarily sacrificing that. It's investing into who I want to be by not choosing to make those decisions, because I know where those decisions are going to take me in my life. And that's the path that I've already jumped ship off of. So I'm going to continue down this path. So it's not even a sacrifice to me anymore. It is an investment. And people, if you switch your perception on things like that, like, okay, I have to sacrifice. No, that puts a negative aurora around that is, I have to sacrifice. No, look at it as an investment, man. You are investing from going, the route that where it leads to, sadness, depression, addiction and stuff like that to, a better life that you want to pursue, because you are ultimately meant for greatness. Every single person is meant for something better than they are today. Even myself, I'm meant for more, and I'm going to continue to work hard and push until I can finally reach that point, which I never will, because I'm never going to be finished. I'm always going to be chasing that next win, which is, part of the book I'm reading right now by Tim Grover's Winning. I just finished up Relentless, and I'm a cleaner, and it's tough to think about, because for the longest time before I read that book the first time, I was like, dude, I'm just different. Like, I am just flat out different. But truthfully, there's a lot of other people out there like me that are relentless. They are cleaners. And number one, I am a winner. I want to win every single day. And, just because I win on a daily basis and I have these big accomplishments doesn't mean I'm ever going to be like, okay, I'm done, I can relax. No, that's not how it works when you have the mindset like me. It's like, okay, where's the next win? Every day. And stacking those daily wins, that's something I talk about with a lot of people I coach is, stacking those daily wins. Every day there's an opportunity to, stack a win. The more wins you stack in a day, the better off you're going to be because it makes you feel more fulfilled. You're accomplishing more. It gives you more value within yourself. So basically all comes down to if you want to become something greater, you have to, have some addition by subtraction. You need to subtract some shit out of your life that doesn't serve you anymore. If you know you want to go this way and you have something pulling you this way, well, guess what? You're going to have to get rid of that. So yeah, it stinks, but at the same time, you really got to realize, like, if you want to continue to grow and become ultimately the better version of yourself, you have to leave some shit behind because you can't carry all that weight with you the whole time. So the next thing is my time alone. I really value my time alone because it gives me peace of mind. It allows me to think and really comprehend some things and understand, where I'm going, what I'm doing, and just having that a little bit of alone time to work on myself every single day is a huge thing. So if you're someone that doesn't have, your time alone, I suggest you start adding some time alone to take care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone. That comes down to like trying to pour out of an empty cup. There's a reason I do everything I do in a day. I'll, investing my time in journaling, reading, visualization, all that good stuff, so I can actually fill other people's cups. Like also another thing, like me going to the gym, that's filling my cup. I do things all throughout the day that fill my cup periodically so I can continue to pour out into others. Because if I'm not filling my own cup, it comes to a point where, you can't pour out of an empty cup. And I've ran into that issue many, many times before where I'm just stretching myself so thin. But then I realized, like, dude, how am I supposed to pour out into someone every single day if I'm not able to actually, fill my own cup? So that is something that I make sure I do every single day. My body and my mind. I value my body because I used to not be in the greatest shape. As you guys know, I was extremely overweight. And it's just something that, you need to take care of your body. You take care of your body and your mind, the world is yours. You've put all the right inputs in with your proper nutrition and diet and stuff like that. You work out, exercise, taking care of your body, your mind starts feeling better. You start consuming the right information and stuff like that for your mind to get you thinking, keep you working and stuff like that. Because something a lot of people don't do, especially after school, is, they quit reading, they quit learning. But like something I do every day, I'm always learning. That is another core value. I'm always learning. Because it's something that, you have to continue to grow and stretch your knowledge on a daily basis, because otherwise, like I like to say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that goes very much so with knowledge, because I've seen a lot of older people that, they quit like learning and stuff like that. And they kind of start to get dumb. Like they kind of lose a lot of their, brain function and stuff like that, which is a lot of it comes down to, proper nutrition and feeding yourself the quality information that you should be every single day, learning, reading, writing, all this stuff. Like if you don't use it, you lose it. That's like, say someone gets absolutely jacked and then they quit going to the gym. They don't ever go back. They quit taking care of their nutrition, start eating like crap. Guess what? That good looking physique that you've earned is now going to go to waste because you aren't continuing to make those deposits and investments into your health and working out and exercising. It will go away. So that's why, even especially with your brain, if you don't use it, you lose it. So making sure you are using your brain on a daily basis is something I make sure I do every single day. And the last one, I value myself. Some people may think this is narcissistic. Some people may think this is selfish. But if I don't value myself, why would anyone else? So if you're someone that doesn't value yourself, you need to value yourself. And if you don't have reasons to value yourself, start giving yourself reasons to value yourself. There's no way around it. I value myself because I've earned it. I've worked hard. I've done all these things that put me in the position today where I have people like you guys listening to me. But at the same time, I wouldn't be here if I didn't value myself. And I value myself, and I continue to value myself, and I invest in myself. I want to keep this value up, so I invest in myself by daily reading, writing, journaling, exercising, doing all these things because I value who I am and I don't want to lose who I am. because I know if I fall off this path that I'm on now, I know what path I'll go right back to. And that's a path that I never want to go back down. So those are my values. And those are some things that, carry me from my day-to-days. Every single day, I'm always thinking about it. Actually, I wake up and during my morning routine, I read my values so it refreshes them. They're drilled into my brain, but, everyone always needs a refresher every once in a while. Just because you've learned something before doesn't mean, it stays in the front of your mind. And by me reading those every day when I wake up, that stays in the front of my mind. And it allows me to continue to serve my purpose and move my mission forward. And my mission of, making a positive impact and influencing millions of people throughout my life and helping people improve their overall quality of life. It falls away sometimes, but I need to refresh that and continue to move my purpose forward and continue to provide value to the world every single day. And that is a huge help I've had, is by reading my values every single day. I also write down my goals every single day. And for many of you, you might not know what your values are. So take the time out of your day to really think about what your values are, what makes you you, what things do you value in life. And once you start doing that and living by those values, your life will change. So those are my personal core values. I want to dive into Fresh Hope Genetics and Sugar Nest Creations core values as a business. Number 1 is loyalty. 2, lead by example. 3, take initiative. 4, accept responsibility. 5, always be learning. And 6, passion. Number 1, loyalty. At Sugar Nest Creations, we're loyal to 4 things: our customers, our mission, our vision, and our family. The number 1 thing we want to be loyal to is our customers, because without them, we wouldn't be in business. So we have to take care of them, going above and beyond, making sure that their needs are filled, that we're putting out a quality product that serves them and that are filling their needs. And so that they want to continue to come back and support us for what we do and what we're trying to accomplish with our mission. Number 2, leading by example. The best way to lead is from the front. Leaders don't tell people what to do. They show people what to do. You cannot teach or expect anyone to follow your lead if you haven't done the work yourself and set the standard on what to do and how to do it. This is something that I personally live by every single day, because this is something that, I am a leader. I do not expect anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do, especially with all the people I coach. And they know that, because I do the same shit on a daily basis that I'm expecting them to do. I track my food. I work out. I exercise. I read. I write. I do all of these things. I would never tell anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And yes, this, for example, like when we're in the processing facility, yes, I will be the guy that takes out the trash. I will do anything, because if something needs to get done, I'm not going to wait around and expect someone else to do it, even though it may not be in my, job description, what I'm supposed to do as a CEO. I'm going to do it, because guess what? I want to see people know that I'm no better than them, because I can do the same shit. I am going to lead by example no matter what. If there's a job that needs to be done, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to show them how to do it, and I'm going to teach them properly so that they know how to execute on a daily basis. Number 3, take initiative. We know success requires taking risks and being a leader. At Sugar Nest Creations, we believe in leading by example. See a need, fill a need. Desire to learn and grow. Initiative is not just with work, but with our own life to become your best self. Taking time to invest in yourself, not only for you, but for those around you. Trying new things and attaining new perspectives while gaining new abilities will allow you to continue to grow and adapt. This is a big one, because a lot of people, they just sit back and wait for direction and stuff like that. Our team, we aren't like that. We take initiative. We see something that needs to be done, we do it. So for example, like taking out the trash, doing something very simple like that goes a long way. And we don't expect you just to show up to work and, put in your hours here at Sugar Nest Creations. We expect you to continue to be learning and growing like each and every one of us on a daily basis. And that means, reading, writing, journaling, doing all the things that we do outside of this to continue to learn and grow. That way, if they come up with something that's great that could change, the way we operate or something like that, then we're all for it. Let's hear about it. Let's do it, because we're a team and we're a family trying to, crush it in this market. So we need people to be taking initiative and going out of their way to try to become better outside of work in order to apply that inside of work to our business and our company. Number 4, accepting responsibility. We believe in accepting full responsibility for our actions when things don't go right. Don't start pointing fingers, take control of the situation, see it through, and fix the problem at hand. This is something a lot of people struggle with. I used to struggle with this too, accepting responsibility. But after reading the book Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willings, it really helped me understand, with me being a leader in my position, I accept responsibility for everything, all the things that happen, because guess what? I'm a leader. And if something goes wrong, it is most likely because I failed somewhere along the lines, and I need to own up to it, and I need to fix the problem and address it. And us as Sugar Nest Creations, accepting responsibility, because everyone's going to make mistakes. Nothing's going to be perfect. So people really need to understand why we are doing the things that we are doing. And if we make a mistake, that we own up to it and we fix it. There's no way around it. Guess what? People are going to make mistakes. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. None of my team members are perfect. No one at Sugar Nest Creations or in life is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. And the sooner you can own up to your mistakes and fix them, the better off we'll be. So that one's very straightforward. 5, always be learning. And this one is something that I've discussed before, because it is one of my core values. The cannabis industry is always evolving and adapting every day. We are obligated to always be learning in order to stay ahead of the curve, taking time to invest in yourself to be better, not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. By always learning, we can use the best versions of ourselves, which has a direct impact on those around us. So this one's straightforward. We always want to be learning, not just at work. We want to be learning outside of work so we can apply those things into our business and to our company so that we can continue to better ourselves and those around us. It is very self-explanatory. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, yes, having the always learning mindset makes you put your ego aside, because your ego is your enemy. That is one of my favorite books by Ryan Holiday, Ego is the Enemy. If you haven't read it, highly recommend it. That's a shameless plug for Ryan Holiday, one of my favorite authors, because I do study stoicism. But back to it, always be learning. This is something that's very true. Like, you should always want to be learning, because if you aren't learning, you are dying. And that is something I did not understand before, but now I really do understand it. And it's really helped me out, with myself over the past 4 years of really learning, reading every single day. I think there's been 2 days over the past 4 years of my life that I did not read at least 10 pages. And guess how? I've read over 90 books in 4 years. That's a lot of books. It's a lot more than I ever thought I'd read in my life, to be honest, because all throughout high school, I read 2 books. Middle school, or elementary, middle, and high school, I've only read 2 books until I started my self-development journey. And I always kind of thought I was, never going to have to read a book again. But guess what? Now I love to read, because knowledge is power. Well, knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. That's something people don't realize. You could have all this information stuff built up, but if you don't apply the knowledge, it does no good. So that's what we expect out of our team members is, you learn outside of work, and then you come in and you apply the knowledge you've learned in any area. When I'm reading a book, I don't look for, I don't read the whole book to read the whole book. Like, I read the book to find that one sentence that's going to help me change. Change my perspective, change my mindset, change something, that one sentence. That's all I'm really looking for. Yes, I read it all, but there's always that one good takeaway from every single book that I have. So if you're not someone that reads every day, make sure you start reading. It's huge. You should be reading something every single day, a minimum of 10 pages. Number 6, passion. We believe that as Sugar Nest Creations, we must be passionate about cannabis and what we stand for, no exceptions. We are an American company with diverse leadership team that stands behind our products and the value we provide. We understand how much cannabis can do for people and how much better their lives can be because of it. I am very passionate about cannabis because I've been in the industry over 5 years, and I know what it can do for people. It's literally helped someone, do the impossible by beating pancreatic cancer by using medicinal marijuana, aka cannabis, to help instead of, all these pharmaceutical industries. Pills kill, and there's no way around it. I hate the pharmaceutical industry. It's all about money, and guess what? Anyone that's on a daily prescription, you are a reoccurring customer. Why would they ever want you to get better? Just think about that. They wouldn't want you to not be a customer anymore, because guess what? They're making money off you. If they can keep you sick, then they're going to continue to make money off you. So if you're someone that's on pharmaceutical pills, every single day, I suggest you look for the holistic approach and a better sort of medicine that you can find that's a lot better for you and that will not kill you and is actually there to solve the problem. Number 7, last but not least, honesty. We are honest about our products, including test results and or any given questions our customers or communities may have for us. We want our customers and communities to trust us, but we are also aware of the deception in the industry, and it has no place at Sugar Nest Creations. The reason this is such a big one is because the cannabis industry has a lot of basically liars and cheaters that'll cheat test results. So basically you don't know what you're smoking or consuming in the products. There's been a lot of issues within the industry lately with that, and it's pretty sad to see where that industry is going because money really does change people, and especially when they become huge companies that are in the industry and they have some products that fail testing that could cost them millions of dollars. What would be easier for them? Throw out the products and take $1 million loss, or pay someone at a testing facility to print off fake test results so that they can minimize that loss. And that's where it's come down to a lot in the cannabis industry. And not only the fact that, with these big companies and stuff like that, they also struggle with, getting the products on the shelf in a timely manner. So most of the time you're getting a product, it's 4 or 5 months old. So you're not smoking really anything quality at that point when it's that old, because over time the quality of the product decreases. So you're getting less terps, you're getting less taste. It's just not overall a good product anymore. And that's what's going to separate us from everyone else, is that we're going to be doing craft, quality, smaller batch stuff that's going to be on the shelves immediately, especially because we partnered with the dispensary. So it's almost going to be like Supreme. When that drop comes, you're already going to know it's going to be coming because of the way we're going to promote it. And you're going to be getting the freshest, most quality products on the market. And I promise you that. And we're going to be honest about it. Because guess what? I would rather take a loss on, $500,000 worth of product than I would put out products that I know could potentially hurt our customers and ruin our company's name. Because guess what? There's always more money to be made. If you destroy your company's, if you go against your company's values and that you make the community look at you differently because of one bad thing you guys did, what does that say about your guys' values? And I will never go against my company's values or my personal values. So honesty is on both of them, and that is something I will live and die. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are my core values, my personal one and my company's core values, which a lot of you guys that, know what First Form's core values, there's a lot of similar ones, because there's a reason I'm so tied into First Form, is because I share the same values, and that is why people buy into you. And people will be buying into myself, my personal brand, my company with Sugar Nest Creations and Fresh Hope Genetics, because they tie into our core values. They relate, they share the same core values. And that is why our company is going to be so successful, because of our core values and our mission. And once people start to realize that, they connect with us, they understand, they appreciate what we're doing, that is where our consumers are going to, and our customers are going to, continue to buy our products and promote our company and stuff like that. It's because people want to support companies they have the same values as, they believe in. So if you are someone that's on your entrepreneurship journey or anything like that, that's starting your company, first thing you need to do is figure out your core values, what makes you you, and what's going to make your company, so people can buy into them. Because for the longest time, I had no idea what core values and stuff were. I really didn't. I lived by certain core values my whole life, but I really didn't understand what they were until, a few years ago when I started my entrepreneurship journey and stuff like that. And it's really, it's helped me change the game. So if you're a young entrepreneur or anything like that, or just a regular person that, you want to be, more tied into things and believe in more companies, figure out what your core values are, and you'll start to tie those into companies, other people, and you'll start attracting the people that are similar with your core values, because that's another thing. I've started to attract more people that share the same core values as me, and which is awesome, because I want to be surrounded by like-minded individuals here for a greater reason and helping one. That's all I have for you guys today. I want to say thank you once again for tuning in. So that is all I have for you guys today. I want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Fresh Hope for Better You podcast. My name is Oliver Glay, and I appreciate you guys. If you guys find any sort of value or anything like that, any takeaways, all I ask that you share the show. Maybe leave me a review at the bottom on Apple or Spotify. It'd be greatly appreciated. It'll help me to continue to grow, and look forward to talking to you guys next week. Happy Monday, everyone.